Hello, lore heads, and welcome to the League, exploring the League of Legends lore from A to Z. My name is Rebecca.
And I'm John.
My name is Mark.
Today we're talking about the Crystal Vanguard Skarner, who was released August 9th, 2011. I'm so sorry, I almost said Skarl.
We just say that a lot.
Yeah, that's our cat's name.
Yeah. I thought
anyway,
you
Skarner.
forgot like what Skarner's name was, and it was like you're laughing at that fact. But
Oh, in a way, sure, yeah.
How could you forget about Skarner?
Oh my god. We play Lodal all the time, and if the answer has anything to do with Skarner, it takes us forever, because we always forget that Skarner is a champion. I'm very sorry to all the Skarner fans. Nothing against him.
Sorry,
He doesn't
Captain
get
Flowers.
He doesn't get played like a ton, like at our ELO especially, so I
Yeah.
forget about him.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So what's he got on the universe page?
Oh, yeah. Well, are we going to do our impressions?
Sure.
Oh, sure. He's really rumbly. We were saying earlier, he's rumbly and his tumbly, so he's sort of like, we think alike, summoner.
Nice. I'm going to do the one that I couldn't understand. Ew, bugs. That's Skarner.
That was perfect.
I don't even think that's what he says.
It wasn't.
Shit,
but
what did
it
he
was
say?
Close.
That was what I heard, because I don't really like bugs very much. What does he say?
Fuck, I don't even remember.
Whatever. It's close enough. I'm
You know,
sorry.
yeah, close enough. You had the spirit of it.
Thank you.
Skarner.
When does he say that?
If he's hiding in the brush for at least 10 seconds.
Why?
I don't know why they made
It's
it.
like his Pokemon call.
Oh my god. Okay.
He's in
Wow.
the tall grass.
That's adorable. I love that. And none of us said feel my sting, which you did write down. That's the only thing I could think of if I think of Skarner.
Because he just shouts it.
I know. And I get ulted by him a lot, probably. Or I would if people played him.
Theoretically, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, on the Right Universe page, he has bio, short story, and some concept art. Nothing like super riveting, like nothing really hilarious.
Nothing
to go back to.
groundbreaking. No.
I was just going to say like earth-shattering, but it didn't make as much sense. Groundbreaking. You locked it in.
Great. I got nothing. I'm so sorry as far as Skarner lore goes. We were recording a day late because I was like, oh man, like we're having trouble putting Poppy down. I've got no notes. Let's record tomorrow. And then John an hour ago was like, so you got those Skarner notes now? No, I don't. I apologize. My mom's visiting. I'm so tired. I'm so fucking tired. I've got nothing in my brain, nothing in my soul.
What do you remember?
Legitimately, even when we were going to record yesterday, I read it right before we were going to record, and I was like, I don't think I can summarize this bio because I'm genuinely confused about everything to do with Skarner, and I'm really sorry. I read the bio and I was like, I don't even know what I read.
Well, if we had crystals like the Brackern, then you'd remember.
Maybe. I know Skarner is just a normal little Bracken and Shurima.
Little bracket.
Little bracket.
No, yeah, you're right. He's a little Brackern and Shurima. What next?
Brackern? We keep saying it differently.
We said it the same.
Oh, is it Brackern?
You said it different. Yeah, there's an R there.
I don't like that. I like Bracken better. But all right, a Brackern. There's an R there? Wow.
Yeah.
Did I
Roll
read
it around on the tongue. Feel it out.
I did read the
The
bio.
mouthfeel. That top note, that cream.
Brackern. Big Brackern. Big boy Brackern. Red leather, yellow leather.
So how about you, Mark?
This box is
sorry.
going real well. Yeah, no worries. So the Brackern are what Skarner is. They just say they're an ancient race, but he is one, so we can then assume that they're all crystal scorpions, right? There's nothing else that...
Yeah.
And I guess they have some sort of weird, like, hive consciousness. It says that, but it doesn't expand on it. But it does say is that they have these crystals that kind of hold their souls. And so when you're a Brackern and you die, your soul goes into a crystal, or it was there the whole time. And young Brackern go and find these crystals.
Both.
And they're like the Trill from like Star Trek a bit. You know, they're kind of immortal in that, like, I don't know how much of like that last person goes into the new crystal. It's not really explained. regardless, crystals are fucking important to the Brackern. People respect and fear them, and they live in places like the Crystal Scar, which is just like oof to read.
It's oof to read.
It's real like, oh man, that's rough. You're referencing something that doesn't exist in any capacity at all anymore.
Yeah.
Eventually the Rune Wars start, so they decide they're gonna like, fuck this, we're going to sleep. They hit the snooze button on the whole thing. So all the Brackern hibernate, and Skarner's woken up when people are getting them crystals out of those Brackern, like the Piltovans are. And that's what Hextech crystals are. So Skarner is off to go get the soul crystals back, even though he has to leave the other Brackern to... It says be defenseless, but it also says that they're so, like, traumatized in their psyche that the ones that do wake up just immediately, like, I don't know, pass back out or go into, like, a weird comatose state. I don't know. But, shit sucks for Skarner.
Okay. Is this going to be worked into Arcane at all, you think?
I doubt it.
No.
Based on their reaction to Seraphine and the Skarner fans, Arcane is not going anywhere near this situation with a fucking 10-foot pole.
I mean, he's going to get reward. Like, talking about trying to, like, extend the champion part of the podcast, is that, like, he's going to get reworked. They've said it, like, it's definitely going to happen. The lore is going to change.
Okay. That makes more sense.
Yeah. So
it's an interesting concept for sure. Of, like, these creatures, and then people are stealing the crystal souls, and, you know.
Yeah. And we find out, too. So it said specifically they existed as custodians of a truly ancient Gestalt consciousness, perhaps one of the very oldest in Runeterra. So, I mean, we might have the oldest creatures in Runeterra. We don't actually know what the oldest creatures in Runeterra are. We just know that they put their consciousness in these crystals, which are then carried by the Brackern, who then also put their own consciousness in it.
I think the thing is that, like, you're describing a lot of really complicated shit just now that, like, it's very little explanation. Like, I don't really know how the crystals work. I don't really know... like I said, we only know that Brackern are crystal scorpions because we know that Skarner is a crystal scorpion. At no point does it, like, mention anything about... That's, like, a big deal. I don't know, like... I guess we can see the picture of them at the top, but still, right? Like, I don't know. You might mention that
there's a lot of different types of, Vastaya out there. Yeah. They all look different. Maybe the Brackern aren't alike at all. Actually, they do refer to them as specifically scorpions in old lore.
Yeah,
so
I think
we can kind of assume that. But
do they use the word arachnid to describe other Brackern? You know, it doesn't. I don't know. It doesn't matter. They could be scorpions.
Skarner found a super special one too, didn't he?
He did.
Oh yeah.
A big.
That's what makes him different.
A big old
crystal.
Big old crystal. He's got the biggest, baddest crystal. And that's what makes him. You need the champion to be special. Like, why are we following this Brackern? You know,
right? Like, I thought,
which I didn't like. I didn't fully understand. Well, I guess if you need.
You would think that maybe he's right. Like. I don't know. What are you about to theorize? You had an idea in your brain.
I'm curious. So the impression that I got from reading this was that, like you mentioned, they have kind of a shared consciousness. And when, thoughts that one have are kind of projected to the others. And if that's the case, how is there one crystal that has more in it than the others? Like, they should all have the same.
I don't know, man. It's a great question, but it's like, I don't fucking know.
It sounds like you're both high and this is like your theory on the universe. If, like, okay, we're all a crystal.
There's like all the knowledge in the universe. It's like
it's right
here, man.
Yeah.
And I got the biggest crystal of them all.
I thought that the babies had all the knowledge of the universe.
That's true, according to Baby Geniuses.
Yes, sick baby geniuses.
You should, like, wash your mouth out with soap for that shit. That horrid fucking film. God damn. Well, when I was a really little kid, I loved Baby Geniuses because I had no taste.
Me too. Don't see any of it as an adult. If you liked anyone out there, you're probably too young. But any of our older folks, if you liked Baby Genius as a kid and you're like, I should go back, don't.
You
So-
should get the
some movies
novelization
don't.
like I had. Where it's the
There's a
little, like,
novelization.
I mean, it's for like tiny little babies, where it's just like, oh, and then this happened in the movie, and then this happened, because it's like, I love Baby Geniuses. So it's like, whatever, get him the Baby Geniuses book, right? Like,
Is that what you sounded like as a kid, Mark?
that's what I sounded like last week when I was buying my Baby Geniuses book.
I don't know. I have a baby. She ain't no genius.
She hasn't even figured out chewing yet.
Yeah, she doesn't even know how to chew.
Whatever, you just kind of do it like a duck.
Now, another thing about this isn't about the Brackern specifically, this is more about the way the bio is written, but it's kind of like it's like a third person thing, right? It's like a impartial kind of narrator just kind of explaining what happened.
Yeah.
And then they say that the humans name things like the crystal scar in their imperfect, fleshy languages. Seems like we're really, really moving into Skarner's point of view there for a second.
Yeah.
I guess it's just the collective crystal point of view. I don't know. What are these crystals? I'm still confused.
They are an ancient Gestalt consciousness.
What does gestalt mean?
It's like gestation, but alt.
It's like a, isn't it like a I can explain it, but not with actual words. Isn't it like something that's like an idea of many things coming together? Like, that's what I thought. Is it like a Gestalt?
I have
is
no
like,
clue. I'm too dumb for this bio.
maybe we should
That
look
would-
up at that word. I think that's probably good practice when reading. Is when we'll look
It
up
sounds
words
like
we don't-
Geralt, so maybe
I
it
got
has
this.
to do
I
with
got
him.
This.
It's something that like
Is Gestalt mean Geraldo?
What?
I'm gonna open up the vault and nothing's in there. Geraldo reference, by the way.
An organized whole that is perceived as more than the sum of its parts.
Yeah, that's kind
Nice,
of right.
Mark. You're a
Yeah.
genius.
Near
It
Gestalt.
doesn't help me
great
though.
video
I
game.
still don't understand.
I mean, that I feel like this still just makes my question all the more valid.
Yeah, I think what y'all are hitting on is that like I don't really know how these things work, and I guess that could be fine, but I don't know. It didn't work for me here. I think it's because like we don't really know. Like there's a lot of shit going on. I think the other thing too is that like this is super important for Piltover. I guess is the important part, right? It's like Hextech
Yeah.
crystals are a really big deal for so many characters, and it's like why is it tied so specifically and singularly to like Skarner, who has like is still talking about summoners? You know what I mean? Like this.
Yeah, I honestly I thought Skarner got in an update when they redid him as a champion, because they did do a big redo with Skarner, right? Like he had gotten
Yeah, I think so.
a
but
rework,
don't
but
think-
I guess he didn't get a lore rework.
I mean, he did a bit.
A little bit?
His lore
Okay.
is different.
I guess compared to like, are you talking about like? Well, he's different when the league existed, I suppose. I don't know about in response to like his gameplay stuff, but
Oh, his kit. I thought his kit got reworked, didn't it?
yeah, no, I
Yeah.
got some.
Yeah,
changes,
yeah.
you know. But no,
Yeah.
I mean, the
Yeah,
video's still
I don't know
old.
why I had thought and he got in like a everything was overhauled kind of thing, but
No,
and
I
that
think
his lore
that's-
was kind of new, but
I think that's what
No.
he's scheduled for. He is like he's on the
Gotcha.
books to get the facelift.
he's on the wall. Fix Skarner.
Big old rework wall.
right.
Figure out what to do with these just all
Unfortunately,
crystals.
that wall's in the old office.
Oh no.
Yeah. I don't know. I think like what we'll probably see with the short story, at least for me, is that Skarner is written really tragically, but I never like connected with him emotionally. So it's like
Yeah.
swing and a miss, I guess. You know, does that make sense?
Yes. Yeah.
Sorry, Skarner. I
What
feel
about
kind
a
of
short
bad.
story?
Well, last week Mark had said we read the short story with the most amount of unnecessary italics, and then
Yeah.
Riot heard him and was like, "We'll fucking show you, bud."
Hold
How
my
about-
shift key.
Yeah, I got fucking styled on by Riot here.
Almost the entire story is in italics except for a line here and there, which begs the question: why didn't you swap those?
It made
It
you
would have
pay
been so
attention,
easy.
I guess.
I wasn't, but that makes me not pay attention.
Did you start like reading it with like your head just like a bit of a tilt?
Just a tilt.
Yeah. Who's the bio by the way? I'm gonna assume it's Ray
Rayla
Hyde.
Hyde.
Because this is it's old enough that where it's probably like by a color story, same author.
Like paired.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll check the wiki later. But yeah, this is Dream Song. It's Skarner's perspective, and it's essentially kind of following him lamenting what he's been through, and he's out and about, and he runs into some Piltovans who've got one of the crystals, and he attacks them, and he kills all but one, and he lets one go, who's Camille's great aunt, if I remember correctly.
Oh.
Yeah. And yeah, he's sad, and that's the story, right? It's very short in the events. I will say it reminded me a bit of Scion, not so bad as Scion, but like Skarner thinks in a kind of weird way, and he doesn't like say normal words all the time. He says things like, I don't know, like, oh, I prepared for the long sleep, and our sleep of 1,000 spirals, and he,
But you know what?
I don't know how to
These are the
describe
type of
that.
made-up words that I can get behind. Don't make a made-up word that's completely new and that you can't figure out what it means from context clues and not explain it anywhere. Do shit like this. They've got soft skins. I know what those are. The deep dark. Yeah, that makes sense. The womb fire. All right. The sorrow song. Okay. The above place. Like, I get that shit. I can piece this together.
I get what. Yeah, I mean, it is nice that it's not like whatever. I was gonna say place above, but that also works. I was trying to think of a Natofo situation for sure. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I almost wish they had done something else. I get that you can understand what he is saying, but to me it feels almost like he I don't know, like he just doesn't know the names of certain things, rather than like being this completely alien like entity.
Yeah, I would say this is an instance where I would actually prefer a short story not from the point of view of a champion, which I don't feel that way very often, but I don't feel like it didn't make me connect emotionally with Skarner at all. It more just, again, made me very confused and like not connected to the story whatsoever. So I'd actually like the idea of kind of getting attached to the Piltovans and then them getting attacked by Skarner, and then kind of seeing why they're getting attacked by Skarner, that they had taken these crystals. So maybe there's like a conflicting feeling there that they're taking these souls away, but they were also people that we connected with. But we also get why Skarner killed them. I don't know. And Skarner sounds terrifying to have that come out of the desert and attack you. Like, that could have been a great, like, kind of scary action piece.
For sure, right? And I think
where you root for the monster.
Yeah. And Skarner is, I mean, there's so much fodder here for being sad. Like, on paper, it's like, yeah, that's sad. That's sad shit to happen. It's kind of a shame that it doesn't, like, get executed on. But I completely agree. I had the image of, like, I was thinking, like, Free Willy or something sort of like where it's this big thing that's scary. Maybe not Free Willy. Free Willy's not that scary. But you know what I mean. Something that's big.
Mark couldn't sleep for weeks after he saw Free Willy.
And they said
He had to go
free.
back
That's
and
the most
watch
fucked
Baby
up part.
Geniuses another 3 times
Yeah, he had
to recover from that.
to get the palate cleanser.
But yeah, something that's like almost like King Kong, maybe, where it's like, yeah, he's fucking up New York, but you can like sympathiz with him, right? He's a big creature that you feel bad for.
Yeah. Frankenstein.
Sure. Frankenstein's monster.
Hey man, Frankenstein put a lot of work into making that fucking monster, and it just wandered off. That sucks.
Frankenstein's monster really was the monster.
Yeah, right? For wasting that guy's time.
And resources.
Yeah.
He just took all his stuff away.
Yeah. I don't know. There's like, okay, so there's something I like. I don't want to be completely negative, right? Is that like, at first, like when Skarner is kind of coming up to them, he describes the humans as like crude, and then later on when he's popping off and cutting people in half and shit, he describes himself as crude and how he's not fit for the deep dark, I think is what he's talking about there, like going back into the earth, which is what he wants to do, go back and sleep. I know the feeling. But he can't stop himself. He's like, I can't stop. And I don't know if it's like he's caught up in a bloodlust or more like he can't stop. He has to save this Hextech crystal that's there. And I like that little gem of it, right? That's like that's also real tragic that you got this what would probably be a nice gentle thing that has to do such violent things to save its
Yeah,
people?
that's
Yeah.
true. Yeah.
But it's like 2 sentences, and that's the issue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I had a few notes about this story. First of all, Skarner says, "Today the dry wind burns my skin." Skin? Is chitin skin?
You would think maybe he would say something else, right? Another one of those like
Right?
my
What would Skarner call his skin?
The hard shell.
ooh
Burns
yeah,
my hard
perfect.
shell.
Yeah, I like that. That's good.
He also says, "They burn meat flesh over a false fire. Its fat smokes the air, and I choke on the stench. Why would they do such a thing? The ground is plenty, plenty for all." Which, like,
Okay.
sounds a
what do
little
you-
preachy there.
Do you want them to eat sand?
Skarner.
They're in Shurima, Skarner.
I don't get it. Why is everyone starving? There's a buffet.
right?
Is he just guzzling sand all the time?
It's like, "Are you vegan?" "No, I'm Sandy."
I am sand- the Sanditarian.
There's also, during the fight at the end, it said, "She aims her weapon again, and I shake with horror as I see the paling namestone strapped to it. Her weapon drains our life energy. They're wasting crystals to power their terrible song." And, like, I feel like we've heard about a lot of Hextech weapons at this point. And, man, all of them draining a soul to power is rough stuff.
Yeah.
I do feel like Camille even back again that some of them are synthetic. That,
Yes.
Yeah.
They figured out a way to make synthetic ones.
So you don't have to get killed by a scorpion. Yeah. But I mean, still. And that's the thing where that's, the thing that maybe we were too easy on Seraphine, where it's like, when you think about it, like, I don't know, it makes it a little harder, a little rougher in retrospect.
Yeah.
maybe.
I mean, originally, did they have it so Seraphine knew what she was doing? Was that it?
I think,
Yeah, I think so.
And
I think
she
the
kind of
idea-
made like a mocking comment about it.
Yeah, I mean, that's voice
In
lines,
her
which I don't
voice
care
lines.
about.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
I think it's more like, I don't know. I don't want to talk about Seraphine anymore. Whatever. It doesn't matter that much. we beat her to death. It's fucking Skarner's time now. It don't matter.
His time
What
in
a
the sun.
partnership, though. Seraphine and Skarner. Let's see it.
A lot of pink.
Oh
Lot
my
of
god.
pink.
Damn. Yeah, they're built for each other. I do like the idea that it's strapped to the gun like it's duct taped to the fucking thing.
Right? It was some real, like, Fallout style weapon
I was thinking
creation.
Bioshock, but yeah, I think you're absolutely right.
Both
Tell
good.
Just hold it up next to it, rub it on it real good.
Now, my biggest complaint with this story is in that final fight, Skarner impales her with his stinger and, like, lifts her up. And then it also says at the end, he let her down and she ran away. Like, did this bitch just take... Have you seen the size of Skarner's stinger? This bitch just took that shit to the chest and then ran away?
Maybe it was in the shoulder, right? Think like Starship Troopers. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm talking about. I mean, you are right, though. It's a giant fucking crystal scorpion tail. You'd probably be fucking dead. All things
I
considered.
left one alive, and she's dead like 100 feet.
Right?
in front
She
of him.
bleeds out like 20 seconds later.
He has no. He just, you're getting his like inner monologue, and in the background, you just see her like choke and fall and die. And he's like, I left one alive.
Another
Still
merciful day for Skarner. Skarner.
Wipes his two like pincers together. Yeah.
Click, clack, click, clack.
Click clack. Yeah, I did have talking about Star Trek ship. I did have kind of some of the vibes that you get in some of those episodes where like they run into some weird alien race and they can't communicate really. Because Skarner like doesn't seem to get that people don't communicate through like these weird like song communication, So it's like when he leaves her
Right.
alive, he's like, oh, she knows my dream song now. And she has to sing. It's like I'm pretty sure she just went back and started a giant industry
Right?
where they do this
Yeah.
shit. So I don't think she knew
Yeah.
anything.
She's like, oh, we should bring more people back here because that scorpion's at it again, guys.
Yeah.
Right. So, but I guess I do kind of like that idea. I like the idea more than the execution. That he thinks he's like, when he first pops up, he thinks he's singing like a song of like calm, and he's like, "Hey, chill out. I'm just here for the fucking crystal. Don't worry about it." But then
he's like,
right? Like we need like Jean-Luc Picard to come in and get this shit figured out. But I do like that concept also.
you know what? I want this story from the Piltoven's point of view and then from his point of view, because that would have been great.
more, I like that. More black comedy kind of. I love
Yeah, that would have been good. I guess they don't want to. I guess they want to keep him serious, but like it's not working that way.
Have a mix of both,
so.
you know. Have a mix of both.
Sure, right? Yeah, I don't know.
But that's
He's so dour. I'm sorry for
that's
Skarner. I feel bad that
Skarner,
Skarner's, like,
really.
so sad.
Yeah, Mark
I don't
froze. I think
oh
he looks so displeased
No,
too.
Frozen. That's not good.
I feel like I've just disappointed him.
good
That's how your
thing.
mom looks at me whenever I see her.
Hey, my bad.
her resting Irish face.
Yeah,
Hey, he's
Hi,
back.
there he is. Oh, there's
Yeah.
that happy face again.
Oh, I can't see y'all. My Discord's still fucking loading. Okay, we're back. Good. Sorry about that.
Yay!
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, he does have some old lore.
Yeah.
And he does.
So for his bio, his people's crystals, instead of being some sort of gestalt ancient consciousness, is
Whatever that is.
his people's crystals harness the energy of Earth's primal magic. They still do save the life essence of the Brackern, but yeah, and only one specific one will bind with each Brackern. And their race, or they're called Arakia, is kind of the
Maybe that's what I was thinking
their yeah
Oh, maybe.
of. Yeah.
That's the name of their crystals. And now his race was poisoned by all the crazy wild magic from the Rune War, so they went into hibernation because the Earth magic told them it was the only way, and they would heal down there. So they all hibernated, and Skarner was closest to the surface so that he could let them know when it was safe to return. And then all that shit with Kalamanda and the Crystal Scar happened. They were mining there, and they awoke Skarner. And, you know, this was at the time, too, where I think the time bubble had already been placed
Yeah.
over Kalamanda. But yeah, so he popped out, scared a bunch of people, and then they took him to the League. And,
You know.
you know,
What the fuck else are you gonna do with him? Yeah.
yeah. And they determined that it was not yet safe for his people to return. So for now, there's a safe place where Skarner can use his power to change the world into one which his kind could eventually return to. The League of Legends.
The stretching.
You know what? At least 1 point to old Riot for not having him just be from some fucking plane of existence that you're never gonna hear
He
about again.
disappeared.
Right?
But guys, I know we said we wouldn't do it again, but here, check this shit out.
Hear me out. I've got this planet called Arakia.
Right? Doesn't
And then a
also,
tornado comes and
You know what? Technically, if the crystals are called Arakia, it's not out of the question that there could have been a planet called Arakia that has at some point crashed into Runeterra, and that's where the crystals came from.
I suppose that's fair. Doesn't it in this bio explain why they're scorpions? Because they're sort of poisoned, they call to like the creatures in the earth, and the scorpions answer, and they kind of fuse, and that's why they're the way they are. Isn't that it?
Yeah.
Oh,
It-
okay.
Yeah, so like they mentioned that we got these small creatures with power many times larger than their stature.
Yeah,
They did sound like that.
sure. I will say also, I do like the inclusion of like Skarner as our lookout guy. He's the designated driver.
Yeah, the Vanguard.
Yeah, the Vanguard, right?
shit.
Like, that's his title.
Oh, damn.
So
Yeah, his title doesn't really fit anymore, huh? Does it?
I guess he's
I guess he was still kind of the first one to pop out and look for other people's crystals.
yeah, he still kind of fits, but I like him being a little more like I said, designated. He's got the biggest crystal, so you put him out up top
Yeah.
or something like that. You know.
I feel like Skarner the Confused would be more apt.
Skarner,
The confused scorpion.
the sad.
The sad Skarner.
The Araxad.
The Rex.
Man, this is talking about stretch.
Now he does have a judgment, which I assume you read. Did you want to go over the judgment, or?
I will say I read it and then I also immediately forgot it. I mean, it
was barely a judgment.
Yeah, I mean,
I'll say that much.
This is one of those ones where they break the mold a little bit, and it's not like Skarner. He does go into the League of Legends, which was a very funny image in my head of this big fucking crystal scorpion walking around, and like people are having to get out of the way and press like against the walls. Like it's a real comedy bit.
Yeah.
It kind of
See,
opens.
they leaned into it.
Yeah, sure, right. It's like I guess you have to if this guy's got to go into like these hallowed halls. It kind of opened with him popping out, and he spooks everyone real big, but he doesn't kill anyone because he's supposed to be noble. And it's him and this summoner guy who are not like, they're not doing the introspection thing. It's more this guy just wants to know about the Brackern, and they go back in time, and they kind of relive the big fuck. I guess it's like they relive a bit of the Rune Wars. I guess that fucks up the Brackern. And they come back, and Skarner is real sad because he had to go through that shit again. But I think that's mostly.
And that's actually where we kind of find out about how the Brackern were started.
Maybe that's where it's from, not the bio. Yeah, it's all kind of mixing in my brain because I didn't take notes on it. I'll be honest with you.
Because it's basically the same. You just learn a bunch of stuff through the judgment that you would have thought you'd learn through the bio. So.
Yeah, pretty much right.
I will say, credit to this, there was an interesting. I think this is one of the only kind of real descriptions we get of a battle in the Rune War.
Sure. Yeah.
They said robed humans surrounded numerous runes meticulously placed in the center of a circle. Their voices rose in unison, and suddenly the runes fractured and disappeared. In their place, an intense concentration of energy lingered for a second before winking out of existence. A second later, the entire valley shook violently as an entire city in the distance disappeared in a massive explosion.
Oh.
Which is metal as fuck.
It's pretty cool. I like to imagine it did so with like very little to no sound, and I think that would be very cool. That's how I picture it in my brain, is that like all that shit's happening, but it's just kind of silent. Right?
Or maybe this was Rise's hometown.
Very well could be. I don't remember the geography of how things were.
I was going to say, I think it's slightly too far away for anyone from there to have seen. But, fun to think about.
I mean, who knows? Big Rune War explosion? Maybe you can see that shit from like, like I guess if you're not behind the curvature of the globe or whatever.
Whatever Runeterra is. Runeterra's flat, Mark.
It very well fucking could be, to be honest with you. I wouldn't even be mad at it.
And he also did show up in 2 Journal of Justice articles that I found. I don't know if you found more.
No, it's 2. Yeah. It's like at the very end.
Yeah, they're like right on the tail end. Because, that's about when he was released.
Mm-hmm.
And these are both mailbags of justice.
Nice.
Now, one of these dudes, he kind of wrote in and said, Tarek draws his power from earth magic through resonance of crystals and gems. With the appearance of Skarner, whose race seems to share a similar magical link to crystals, I was wondering if the two have met and what their thoughts are on each other. And so Tarek basically just says, I've come across many kinds of magic during my time in Runeterra. Until the arrival of Skarner, no magic in this land has struck so closely to that of my home. It is a bit presumptuous, but I like to imagine that perhaps our worlds share a deeper connection than we think.
He's very erudite. Our man Skarner.
I forgot that Tarek wasn't from Runeterra either, was he?
Yeah. Yes, that's so crazy in retrospect, frankly. Although I wish I don't quite know what's going on with Tarek. I know he's Targonian and he's an aspect, but I like him teaming up with Skarner. I think that's kind of fun. The image of Tarek riding Skarner and like swinging around his fucking mace is pretty fun.
Cool as hell.
It'd be so loud, isn't
it? Would be
all these crystals rubbing together.
Look at those two. Do you think they're sneaking in anywhere? They're the vanguards.
Yeah, that's true. He's like the Aegis or whatever. Tarek is. Yeah, I like that.
Now, the second one, they're saying, I was hoping you could shed some light on how the knowledge of Skarner's race will affect the League's use of the Crystal Scar. If magic from the Noxian and Demacian conflict was enough to awaken him, wouldn't the continued and heavy use of magic bring more of Skarner's people to the surface? Luckily, Skarner has reassured us that he does not believe the magic from the battlefield will be able to penetrate deep enough to awaken any of his fellows. And the magic of the Crystal Scar will be much more heavily controlled and contained by the nexuses there. So Skarner's appearance and the knowledge he granted us concerning the Odin Valley granted us the insight, that we needed to create the newest field of justice, the Crystal Scar. Yeah, that's basically it.
You know what I love about this one is that it's like with Skarner's assistance, we were able to tune the power of those crystals so they grant a cool buff to champions in the middle of battle. It's like, okay, I guess that's cool. I guess getting his race, whatever, ready for the Earth or whatever is cool, but like giving people cool fucking boons in a Dominion match, that's what's up.
He's got a new goal now, baby.
I'll be honest
Stay
with
asleep. I'm hanging out with these cool cats.
it took me a really long time to even remember what the fuck this was in reference to. I was like, it's not the towers. It's like, oh yeah, there are these little stupid crystals that you could like channel and like capture to make you like more powerful. Is that right? It's been a minute since I played Dominion, obviously.
Was it like in the middle?
Yeah, it's in the middle. It wasn't
And
in
you
the
had to
outside
like fight
ring.
over it?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Well, you can
I think
thank
they
Skarner
replaced
for
it
that
when
shit.
they did like when they did the Ascension game mode. I think they replaced it with Zareth.
Yeah. Yep. But yeah, Skarner
Which,
built
man,
that
if
shit.
you weren't around when Crystal Scar was here, y'all missed the Ascension game mode too. It was cool.
Yeah.
Go back in time.
I'm fine. I don't really want to play Dominion, to be honest with you. I know it's fast and fun, but come on.
But was it?
What was it?
All right, gotta look up these skins because I don't think I could name like
Okay,
a single
before we do
Skarner
skins,
skin.
can I just say his
You can.
base splash is, man, that is some old Riot shit right there. Like,
Is it?
yeah, like if you look at his, like, is it his
Oh.
bio, I think? Yeah, just scroll to the top and look at that fucking thing. It's like
Let me see.
it's like the sketch of like what a splash will eventually be. And, like,
Yeah.
it's just,
Yeah, it's true.
it's not his fault or anything.
They really
I'm
have
just saying.
upped their game over the years.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's like we were just talking about Siffer getting a new one. Maybe Skarner could get a new one. I guess he's getting a
Right.
rework, so they're like, why
He's
waste
gonna,
the
I
time?
guess.
Yeah.
That's true.
Get the.
Man, I can't wait to see what he looks like.
I'm curious. I'm gonna reserve judgment for everything until it all comes out. I was curious what he looks like in Tencent.
I'm gonna prejudge double.
Oh shit.
Get fucked, Skarner.
Damn. All right.
All right, first up, we got High Noon Gothic,
Okay.
which he definitely wasn't just thrown into after the
I was
fact.
gonna say, is this skin? Which one is this?
Gunslingers and lawmen ride beneath the merciless sun of the high frontier, chasing survival and salvation in equal measure. Heaven is rubble, hell is empty, and all the devils are here. This one is Sand Scourge Skarner. Travelers seeking their fortune on the open prairie must take special care at night when massive carnivorous scorpions are lured by the flickering light of campfires. More than one caravan has been lost to the creatures, the bones of their passengers picked clean.
Oh.
Yeah. So
Awesome.
there's many Skarners. in
I like
this.
that. I love it when they do that in these AUs, when this is
Yeah.
one of many. Also, congrats on saying Sand Scourge Skarner, like, without a single hitch or stumble.
Did you practice that? That was amazing.
No, I didn't.
He's just that
I
good.
just
Talent, folks. Raw talent.
Oh, he's still going. Okay.
next up we got Legacy.
I was like, why is he pausing? Oh, he's still celebrating himself. That's what happens when you give John a compliment.
Treasures from days long past, glimmering just within reach. This one is Earthrune Skarner, which has a no lore.
I like this one.
They wanted to, like, yeah, I think this is my favorite, honestly.
Yeah, me too. It looks very much like Zelda, like a Zelda monster.
Yeah.
The background and everything.
Yeah, this is back when they were when every champion got 2 skins on release.
Yeah,
Ooh.
that's true. I would have
And
assumed.
those were the only skins he had for a while.
Yeah, I would have assumed they were going to grandfather this into like Elderwood maybe or something like that.
Right? I would have thought so
Oh,
too.
Yeah.
So I fully expected to hear like some Elderwood shit, and I was like, oh, okay, cool.
No such luck. Sorry. It's all right. We got some. He's big in some other ones. Don't worry.
He's big in
It
Japan.
took them 3 years to give him a new skin after those two.
There was probably a Reddit thread about it.
I'm sure. Yeah.
This many days since last Skarner
And then
skin.
he hasn't had one since 20... No, he had one in 2020. Never mind. But there was 5 years between a couple of them there. 2015 and 2020. God damn. Okay. Anyway.
Next up, we got Battlecast. The glorious revolution is here. Assembling an army of machines with living brains, Victor marches against the combined forces of his enemies, with only a scrappy human-led resistance keeping him from total world domination.
Whoa.
This one's Battlecast Alpha Skarner.
Ooh.
Alpha.
Alpha.
An early prototype that would pave the way for the Battlecast machines, Alpha Skarner is possessed of an extreme rage not seen in later models. Perhaps the brain inside it wishes to inflict as much pain as it experiences.
Oh, no.
Or maybe it just likes to kill things.
You never know.
Never know. Then we got Event Horizon / Cosmic. Vast stardust creatures control the ebb and flow of creation, painting the cosmos with sublime light as their celestial court drifts along the fabric of time and space. This one's Cosmic Sting Skarner, which, unsurprisingly, was inspired by the Scorpius constellation. An ancient creature of deep primal wisdom from before the forming of the first galaxies, Skarner is composed of the very elements that are the building blocks of all the cosmos. His kind are the radiant antithesis of the ancient squirming things that lurk in the deep darkness of space and beyond.
Beyond.
Cool.
Yeah, so I mean... And last up, we got Guardians of the Sands,
All right, well, that's just Skarner.
which is just Scorpion Skarner. Set in an alternate Shurima, all of the champions are Tomb Raiders, Ancient Tomb Guardians, and evil spirits of the desert. This is Guardians of the Sand Skarner. Skarner, the Gilded Scorpion, ancient guardian of the sands, we invoke thee to protect us from an evil of our own making. Let no man tread upon these hallowed grounds, lest in your rage they are torn asunder.
Amen. Yeah.
Well, no,
Sad.
yeah, he is.
Damn.
God damn, is that just Skarner? Oh, you got fun facts.
Fun
Fun
facts.
Oh, thank
Not a
God.
lot, not a lot.
Thank
Let's make
God.
this at least a tight 45, I guess,
Right.
if we can.
So, Skarner's voiced by David Lodge, who also did pre-rework Galio and Ivern. Which I can
And everybody
definitely hear
guessed-
the Ivern in it after listening to it again.
I'll have to listen to
I
it.
have to hear it again. Yeah, because I wouldn't.
Yeah. It's weird to me that normally when someone does like a bunch of pre-rework stuff, you don't see them in something new. So the fact that he
Right?
Yeah.
crossed the bridge into Ivern, thumbs up, man.
He did it.
Nice job, dude.
You made it.
Yeah.
He got out.
He escaped the League of Legends.
Poor guy.
Skarner was first spotted in Brand's Art Spotlight. The video was quickly removed and edited when they realized.
I love it.
Michael Iron Stylus Marino stated Skarner's head is based on Evangelion's Unit 01s from Neon Genesis Evangelion.
Sure.
And
Those were words.
I guess, kinda. It's not where my mind goes. But I mean, I don't know.
Well, it's not about where your mind
Oh,
goes.
shit.
Fuck me.
It's about
right?
where Michael Iron Stylus Marino's mind goes.
You say like he's like a boxer or something. He's gonna come beat my ass, and they're waiting for.
That's just his name. Do you, Michael Iron Stylus Marino, take this?
Oh shit! It's Michael from the top rope with the iron stylus.
That's dangerous. Go right in your eye.
Next up, during development, a possible thematic for his whole design was a diseased Yordle riding a scorpion. That was one of the things they were pitching.
That's like proto Cled, right?
Right? I think so.
It's gotta
A
be.
diseased Yordle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like Yordles,
Some
but diseased.
With
yeah.
what? Like what kind of disease?
The Yordle disease.
Well, now I need to see this.
It's a personal thing. It's a rash. Got a cream for it.
Right?
Should we hold up Nico for the camera?
Yeah,
Oh,
absolutely.
sure. Speaking of,
Our cat just got shaved today. It's so fucking funny. They had to do a lion shave because he had some knots in his fur they couldn't get out, and he looks fucking ridiculous, dude. And they put a
Absolutely
fucking tie on him.
He
and
looks adorable in the tie.
Oh,
Hey,
bye,
buddy.
buddy.
Bye bye.
It's okay, buddy. It's okay, Nico.
they're laughing with you, not at you.
No, we're laughing at you. Even Poppy was laughing at you, and she's a baby, and she even knew that this is fucking funny, dude.
Now, we mentioned this before, but Skarner was chosen by players to receive a visual gameplay update at the start of season 2022.
That's right.
And finally, Skarner was deemed overpowered and obnoxious in Ultra Rapid Fire, the 2014 edition, and was ultimately disabled
I believe it. I fucking believe it.
That's funny.
because he could get his shield up immediately.
I'm sure, yeah.
Sure, you can just use everything immediately. Fuck.
But yeah, that's
Skarner.
That's Skarner.
Yeah, it seems, we'd like more attention on it, I think. I'm excited to see what they change, because it seems like this is all getting changed.
Yeah,
And,
I would like
yeah,
a bit more. I would like more of a two-directional relationship between him and Seraphine. That'd be nice, especially because he can seem to, he can see crystal or hear crystals. Although it doesn't seem like he can hear them from super far away. But if he can hear them from, if he can hear the crystal that Seraphine has, maybe he's communicating with that consciousness, and the consciousness is like, hey man, maybe she's cool, come on here, we'll take this act on the road or some shit. I don't know.
We'll
I'm
sing
no
together.
writer, but take that idea, Riot.
Use literally that and only that.
Yes.
It's hard because if Skarner shows up in Piltover, he can't like meander about or go ask around like, hey, y'all seen some crystals? It's they're just gonna shoot him. So it's like he's a really hard character to try and. That's why I thought it was kind of weird that they would tie him to that, like something that's so important for so many characters in that other region.
I mean, he doesn't look that much weirder than Urgot. Come on. He just needs to
Well,
stay
that's
in
Zaun.
and he's
yeah,
fine.
maybe he can be in Zaun.
Stay right below the palisade.
But I don't know if purple-skinned lady could be walking around Demacia.
That's a fair point.
Maybe Skarner just, put some pants and a bow tie on him.
If he's down,
And they'll be like, wow, he's a weird-looking
that's
guy.
a weird guy, but God bless him, he's dressed to the nines. I'll tell you
I
what.
just decided to dress him like Mundo. He'd just be a crystal Mundo.
We
fine.
also know from Arcane there's a lot of non-human races in Zaun that we saw.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's not a
Who
lot of
knows?
giant. I mean, I will say, if he goes
Yes.
on and he has Twitch riding him around, you kind of got your diseased Yordle rider, but just so maybe we will do that. Let's do that.
Okay.
I was riding.
National fucking treasure right here. Okay. That was really fucking good. I'm like not laughing because it really has cracked me up on the inside. I'm like impressed more than anything.
That was Skarner. Thanks for listening. Let me open up my things so I remember what we have. We have a Twitter. It's at Loreheads. And we have Twitch, twitch.tv/Loreheads. John streams on Saturdays in the evening, like 7 p.m. EST. I'll do usually some TFT, and then who knows? ARAMs with viewers generally.
Usually ARAMs with
But,
viewers.
yeah.
Last week we did 2v2v2v2v2, but I kind of want to wait for that to be on live before we do it again because it is not super stable.
Stable. And then we try to stream on Mondays, although we've missed a couple Mondays because it's just been a weirdly fucking busy time for us. But
Right.
I think things are quieting down.
Uncharacteristically busy.
Yeah. Not usually our thing. Normally we're doing nothing. We also have a
I'm loving it.
YouTube. If you want to see what our cat looks like shaved, go onto the YouTube and you can see a video of this recording.
You should do that.
You should.
Yeah. There will also probably be like a short of it that John will make eventually. So that'll also be there eventually. Just follow, just subscribe and then you'll see it.
Subscribe, y'all.
Subscribe.
Also, we never ask this, but if y'all could leave like an Apple,
like
an
a
Apple review,
Yeah.
that would really help.
Or rating it on Spotify even, I think helps. Things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be
Good, bad.
That'd
I don't
be
care.
super cash money of you.
Good, bad, and well,
I'll take it.
that's fair. Yeah,
honest.
be honest. That's cool.
yeah.
Be honest. But be nice.
Be civil, right? Cordial.
Yes, civil is good. We have a Discord. If you want to talk to people about lore and stuff or find people to game with, you can find a link on our Twitter and in the description of the episode. We also have a Patreon. Thank you so much to all of our patrons.
But a very special thank you to our Medarda tier patrons. Big Man Gnomes, King of Hearts, Shupa Moustache, Trideca, and Yes, Mommy, I am a bad boy that deserves to be punished. Ooh.
You're getting too good at that one.
If
You didn't have to do it like that.
Right.
I did. He put in the effort of changing the name. I need to put in the effort of making it worth it.
Of moaning while you say ooh. Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just a little whimper.
But
That should be what is heard on your Twitch when people subscribe.
I have too many noises I need to make that.
I know. We just keep forgetting, but we'll remember where these are.
I never know. I never know which episode they're in. But if your consciousness was stuck in a crystal, I too would murder innumerable people to get it back.
All right, you went off the rails again this week.
Coming for you, Seraphine.
I didn't do. Oh, okay. He pointed at me, and I got very frightened.
Well, you look a lot like Seraphine, so he got confused.
Thank you. I think.
Honestly, if you dyed your hair pink, you'd have the exact same hair.
Sure. She's got a nice little beard going on too.
She does. Yeah. Dye the beard pink too.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, that'd be sick, actually.
We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. But please be sure to join us next week while Mark dyes his beard pink. And we talk about the Maven of the Strings, Sona.